What is rugby? Rugby is a game played with an oval ball. In the game of rugby, there are two teams that play against each other. The team with the ball protects the ball against their opponent team while finding and creating a gap to score, as the opponent team creates defenses to prevent the scoring from their opponent until they get the ball. The game of rugby was derived from an ancient handball game called the harpastum, from the ancient Roman Empire. However, it was the primitive way of playing rugby. Modern rugby is derived from England in a town called Rugby. The game of rugby involves various associated patterns of movement. However, this video will discuss the patterns of 4 major movements and the type of joints and muscles that involves. The first pattern of movement is kicking, followed by running and tackling, and ends with passing. Kicking action takes place in a sagittal plane about a frontal axis. It involves the bones, joints, and muscles of the lower limb. The joints involved are the hip, knee, and ankle joints, while the major muscles are the gluteal, hamstring, gastrocnemius, and the iliopsoas muscles. The kicking comprises of 2 phases, the preparatory phase and the kicking phase. During the preparatory phase, the gluteal group of muscles extend and hyperextend the hip joint while the hamstring group of muscles flex the knee. Moreover, the gastrocnemius muscle plantar flexes the ankle joint. For the kicking phase, the iliopsoas muscle flexes the hip as the quadricep group of muscles extend the knee. Also, the gastrocnemius muscle plantar flexes the ankle joint.
The movement pattern and posture of running. Generally, running involves the movement of arms and legs in a forward motion along the sagittal plane. In rugby, players run with a ball in a closed, slightly slouched upper body posture with a significant forward lean as more stability is needed to produce force against the opponent. During the driving phase, the gluteal and the hamstring group of muscles extend the hip joint as the quadricep group of muscles also extended the knee joint. Moreover, the gastrocnemius muscle plantar flexes the ankle joint. The contraction of the muscles aids the production of force to push the body forward during plantar flexion. During the recovery phase, the iliopsoas muscle flexes the hip as the hamstring group of muscles enables the flexion of the knee, whereas the tibialis anterior muscle dorsiflexes the ankle joint. The contraction of the muscle stabilizes and firmly settles the swing leg for the proper transition of weight and preparation for the driving phase.
Tackling involves the interaction of multiple muscles, bones, and joints of the upper and lower extremities. The pattern of movement of tackling. Before tackling, the opponents approach at a controlled speed in a low and balanced position. When closer, the opponent ensures a strong position to maintain balance and initiate contact. During tackling, the players in contact make strong hits using the shoulders with arms around their opponent. The shoulder joint absorbs forces from the opponent and allows the arm to extend and rotate for wrapping with the help of the deltoid and pectoralis major muscles. At the hip joint, the gluteal muscles provide the driving force to propel the tackler forward, as the quadricep muscles also aid the driving force at the knee joint. Moreover, at the ankle joint, the gastrocnemius and soleus muscles aid the adjustment of foot position to maintain balance and preparation for external force. After the hit, the player drives the opponent backward and downward to the ground. Passing involves the association of many joints and muscles of both the upper and lower extremities. However, the primary joints are the shoulder, elbow, wrist, and the interphalangeal joints, whereas the primary muscles are the trapezius, biceps, triceps, deltoid, rotator cuff, and brachioradialis. The pattern of movement. During passing, the interphalangeal joints aid the gripping of the ball by the fingers as the body is aligned toward the target. At the instant, lower limbs are in closed chain as the bicep flexes the elbow away from the body in order to generate force for passing. Moreover, the rotator cuff and deltoid muscles perform the throwing action of passing. Before the ball is released, the elbow joint extends while the wrist joints aid the flicking of the ball for spinning and accuracy of the pass. The common injuries. Shoulder injuries. The physical impact of contact may risk the shoulder for dislocation, separations, and rotator cuff muscle injuries. Sprains, particularly common in the ligaments of the ankles and knee. Strains, obviously common in the major agonist muscles. Fractures occur due to the exertion of force against the opponent players.